I hit the jeweler, got some goals. I sold a little weed, but I could never sell my soul. And when I'm in LA, you find me out in Lil Tote. Come a vocal with my ramen, I'ma need another blow. Let's go.
To quote a great philosopher, I'm going to the late great MF Doom. This is from Great Day. He says,
"Looky here, it's just the way the cookie tear. Prepare to get hurt and mangled like Kurt Angle, rookie year."
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the MK Productions podcast. I am your host, Mac, joined here as usual by my confidant, my co-host, Kristen Celeberto, aka Miss Flamingo. First time I said the last name in a while. How you doing, Kristen?
I am good. That was actually the first time in a long time since you said my last name. I feel like now we should just like throw up, confetti and balloons since you said that.
I know we're so old. We've known each other for 2 years now. Good God! But we are not alone here today. We have probably someone that we've wanted to have on for like a few months now.
While?
Yeah, it's been a while. I found this guy like amazing. Like 2 years ago during quarantine, I was bored. I stumbled on Instagram and he was ripping apart Snake Eyes Origins. He was just like, it was perfect. I was like, yep, we need to get this guy on. And then Kristen's like, hey, we can get him on. He's like, yep. So we're joined here by Mr. James Shaw. Welcome to the show today, James.
Yeah, James!
Oh man, Snake Eyes. That was a good one. Huh? That was a good one. Listen, I'm glad to finally be here with you guys. It's gonna be fun talking about one of my most favorite movies. Just lying, everybody. Thor, Love and Thunder.
Yes, we are talking Thor today. But I must say, I stumbled upon your account going back to all the way 2020 when you reviewed Becky. And actually, one of my favorite people and comedians, Joel McHale, retweeted or reposted your review. And I was like, who is this guy? So I clicked on your video and I was just like, I'm hooked. I love this energy. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Thank you. Yeah, that was a good that was also a good review. I'm excited. They're doing a part 2 of that. So I can't wait to kind of see the direction that goes in. But give everybody a little, backstory. My reviews didn't used to be the way they are now. It used to be, typical like on YouTube, right? Oh, I'm James. I'm talking about so-and-so. And then once I kind of did this new format, it was the first movie was for, I forgot the movie now, but as soon as I posted it, I got a repost on Twitter, like probably within 3 minutes of me reposting it. And I was like, damn it, you know what? That's the formula. So ever since that day, is when all this, I was like, I got to be my real self in terms of like reviews. And that's how this new thing was born. So, and now I got to, of course I evolved to the catchphrase now. I forgot what movie I started that with, but now I got to have the catchphrase that I do for every movie. And then, so that's it, So I'm excited to be here with you guys. So it's going to be fun. So.
Yes, we're going to have some fun today. As we just mentioned, we are talking Thor, Love and Thunder. See, I'm not saying Ragnarok like last time because I feel like I'm always saying Ragnarok.
I haven't seen Thor, Love and Thunder. I'm just still on Ragnarok.
Let's just say you don't need to see. I'm in the camp where you don't need to see it. But we will talk more about that later.
Yeah,
but we're going to talk some movie news and we're going to do the movie, and then we're gonna do some other little things like but I can't talk. Discuss our favorite movie of the year so far. So
wait, before we move on, I do want to ask James.
Yes,
just sir. So like a little people, because like a lot of people who listen to the show, what project, what video or review would you be like, hey, if you want to check me out, you should check that out, because all your links will be in the description below, of course.
I'll probably say Yellow Jackets, the TV show, probably the pilot episode. That is my most watched and most blown out video. And usually I don't review TV shows, so that really passionate not only about that show. It changed a lot for my movie career, so that'll probably be a very good one to check. That's probably the most passionate I think I've ever been in terms of products. I had no idea what the show really was about. I watched it on a whim, and I was glad I did. So I think Yellow Jackets would be the one to watch.
Now I have to ask, since you are a fan of that show, you turned me on to it. I got inspired by you to have myself watch it before I canceled my Showtime. I'm gonna get it once the new season is released.
Right.
But who is your favorite character from Yellow Jackets?
See, do I want to answer this question? I became friends with a lot of them.
Ooh, look at you with the high
through the season,
ranks.
yeah. Through the season, so I will probably say it's going to be Jasmine Savoy Brown's character, just because I do like her character. Really, they're all favorites. No one come attack me, but I'll probably say her character was probably my favorite. And definitely looking forward to season 2 and see where it goes from there. But yeah, what about you? Since you watched it, what was your favorite character? I know we're going to talk about that, but what was your favorite character?
I just think the craziness of Christina Ricci is just so unhinged with her character as like that nurse character vibe.
Right.
I love it. Like even just a solo project on her as a character would be so interesting.
Yeah. I think you do a lot of spin-offs kind of with this show. I think I could see it going in a lot of different directions. I know that her character does have a lot of fandom, with the citizen detective and all that. So I think the spin-off would be very good down the line for that show, but we'll see what happens. So.
And major congrats to the actual show itself because it's nominated for a lot of Emmys.
Right. I was very proud of that. Yeah, I was like, yes. Now I said the guy did a clean sweep. We riot. So we'll see what happens.
Okay, ECW fan, relax over there. So let's not get into any more discuss. Well, you can check out James. All his links will be in the description down below. And let us get into the news, shall we? We got some trailers to talk about.
This is CNN.
All right, so the news. So guys, gals, we have to talk about it. We have to talk about the trailer that's absolutely sweeping the nation. Rob Zombie's The Munsters trailer released this past week. And it was set to be premiered this fall on Netflix. And the one comment I saw from the trailer says it looks like a porn parody without the porn. So have you guys seen the Munsters trailer?
First, I thought you were gonna go in that direction of like how the Halloween ends, because I know I saw your post earlier today, Mick, and I was like, okay, I know we're gonna talk about this on the show later on, so I don't have to worry about it as my news topic. But now that you mentioned the Munsters, what is that crap?
Enlighten me.
So, have you guys watched the original Monster series?
Yes, I've seen the Munsters.
Yeah. So, Rob Zombie is, he's rebooting the Munsters. He's, of course, his wife is the wife of I haven't watched the Munsters in a long time. I know my mom's gonna probably punch the air when she listens to this because she's a big Munsters fan. But she's excited. We watched the trailer and she was like digging it, although it does look like a cheap ass movie. I'm not gonna lie. And the fact that it's a Netflix movie, but I will say I'll give Rob Zombie credit. It's PG and not like PG-13 or rated R, because he's been like, we're gonna make a rated R Munsters movie, but this is something he's actually looks like he's passionate about. But yeah, were you guys not feeling the Munsters?
Here's the thing: it does not look good. It does not look good, but I could see where he brings in the campiness and the stylization of it when it was like a major hit years ago, because it was a show in the 50s. It kind of has that quirkiness style to it where I could see that it's very inspired by that. And it's such a different direction from him because, he is the Halloween guy, one of them at least. And he is certainly one that I'm not huge of a director fan from, or musician, to whatever you want to say about him. But I just feel like maybe he could have missed the mark, but who knows? It could be okay for what it is, because we are aware of what the Munsters is for those who have seen the original.
Yeah. Speaking of Rob Zombie, James, are you a Rob Zombie fan?
Not really. Like I said, I didn't really know about this trailer. I really don't watch a lot of trailers unless it's in the theater. But I try not to watch trailers. I try to go to everything blind. But of course, if it's a big movie like Halloween, it gets on my feed. So in terms of Netflix movies, I don't really watch Netflix movies. I think they're like 1 out of 10 are good. So I really don't waste my time watching Netflix movies. So not really. But I mean, I'm not really. If it comes to theaters, I'll watch it, but I'm not really excited for it. And Rob Zombie is kind of hit or miss for me. I did like his Halloween movie. Surprisingly, I think that's one of the better ones. But other than that, no, I'm not really a huge fan of Rob Zombie. So, but we'll see. I'm definitely open minded. So,
speaking of Halloween Ends trailer dropped last night.
There we go.
Hey, you see the segue?
Yeah.
We see you, James. We see you.
Yeah. So last night, it was rumored that the release date, because Jamie Lee Curtis tweeted out, "Hey, 7/20," and was like Halloween trailer, and then we got the teaser trailer, and it looks like it's taking place the same night as, or at least a little bit time after the Halloween Kills, and of course it's coming out 1 year after Halloween Kills, and let's just say Halloween Kills was a movie.
Fun.
Yeah, it was a movie.
It was shit.
Oh boy,
I didn't hate it. I liked it as a.
Wait, did you say you didn't hate it? Because when we first discussed, you said that was not good.
Well, okay. Let me explain. I rewatched it with my mom, and when you go into this as a comedy movie, you absolutely laugh. Like the part when this man, he went to the house and he killed the couple, he just smashed the lights. So I'm just like, okay, that's comedy. Or like when the girl was shooting the Desert Eagle and he just kicked the car door and she just shot herself. Died. I died laughing. And then like I just wanted to think like they're like evil dies tonight. Like we about to put the beats to Michael Myers, and I'm like. Michael Myers is like, Michael Jordan's like, I took that personally. He's just like, yeah, no. But yeah, Halloween Kills was a comedy. And now it's interesting parallel because Halloween 2018, it was well received. Everyone liked it. They like, this is a good like return to form. Halloween Kills was like, a little iffy. Now, what is Halloween Ends going to be? Have you guys enjoyed the Halloween new series or no? James, you go first.
Yeah. I enjoyed the first one. I thought the second one existed just in between, just a cash grab until this one. That's honestly what I believe. They didn't have to do this movie. So this one, I'm excited because we actually get the only person who seems to have common sense in all these movies, which is Laurie.
Mm-hmm.
She knows she thought everyone else will shoot him in the ankle. She's gonna shoot him in the face. You know what I mean? She's the only person with brains who's not gonna who will let the house burn. Like, why would you? That pissed me off about that movie, right? Like, why would you? If the house is burning, it's Michael Myers. He kills people. Let the house burn. Let the guy die. But no, you want to put out the fire. So I'm glad to see Laurie back. I'm glad to see her, Michael. Hopefully. Go, get some good shots in. So I'm excited, but I get it. The second one, cash grab, everybody does it. I completely understand. But if you're going as a comedy, I thought it was great. Probably one of the best comedies ever. Is that one. But as a horror movie or a slasher, whatever you want to call it, I was rooting for Michael Myers. That's awful to say that I was rooting for Michael Myers. But I mean, how could you not with all the stupidity in that second one? But overall, first one thought was great, solid. Second, cash grab. Third one, I am excited to see Laurie actually be smart. You know what I mean? So I can actually root for somebody besides Michael Myers. So,
Kristen, what about you? You hated Halloween Kills.
Oh, so. I did. It was a mess. It was a mess, that whole movie. It was a mess. It was, like you said, it was a comedy. And which is another mess also, I must say, is Firestarter. So you guys haven't seen Firestarter. So that's another one.
What do you mean? That movie was a masterpiece.
Firestarter.
It's a masterpiece on how you should
Citizen Kane of our generation.
The Citizen Kane of getting Peacock and watching it and deleting your Peacock.
Yep. Well, that's what I did. But anyway.
Jesus Christ.
But anyways, Halloween was great. I enjoyed it. Like what James said, it was solid. I enjoyed the performances, loved Judy Greer, loved Jamie Lee Curtis. Everything about that first Halloween was really, really great. I enjoyed it. And the second one, all right, we were hyped on it. We were hurt. So we were just on this great ride. Now we were just given trash on the second, like what you just explained. And now I am curious to see how it's going to end. I am happy I won't be on Peacock. Right now, it's not going to Peacock. Right now, it's just going into theaters. I will pay it's going to theaters. If not, I'll just see it on Peacock, just like I did the last one.
But yeah, Kristen, what do you got for news?
All right, we are starting off with the Monsterverse. I know you love the Godzilla and the Planet.
Well, just the Kong movies. Godzilla movies kind of suck. But just the Kong movie.
Kong
the Kong movie, yes. I see. I think I know what you're talking about.
All right, this news was just released today. According to Deadline, Kurt Russell is returning to television with Apple's Godzilla and the Titan series, and his son Wyatt Russell will also be joining the franchise as well. According to the article, which starts, Kurt Russell hasn't been on TV for so long that one of his last roles was the original Hawaii Five-0 in 1977. The Escape from New York star is returning to the small screen in Apple's live-action Godzilla and Titans Monster series. He will be joined by his son Wyatt Russell in the series, which will air on Apple TV Plus. It is part of Legendary's Monster Universe franchise. Wyatt Russell is currently starring in the Under the Banner of Heaven alongside Andrew Garfield. If you haven't seen that series, go check it out. And they're going to be starring alongside Kirstie Clemens, Joe Teets, and a couple of other stars. And there is no release date yet of when the series is expected to drop. But what do you guys think of Kurt Russell returning to TV and starring in this major series?
I'm sold. As long as my boy Kong is in it.
Yeah, Team Kong, baby.
You're Team Kong.
I feel
Kong.
like I definitely am excited for this because Kurt Russell, he's at the point of his career where like he can actually do more like just more laid back roles. He doesn't have to be like the leading man anymore. And like you really tell that when he was in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, he was just having fun with it, especially when he's in like the Fast and Furious movies. So seeing him going back to TV, I think he's at the point where it's like, you know what? I had my time. Like I still do roles, but I'm not going to be big. And I'm really excited for his son. You get to work with his son because Wyatt Russell is a tremendous actor. Like even before Captain America, but people like, that's Kurt Russell's son? What?
Yeah. What?
I knew about him since like 22 Jump Street, and then Then he was in Overlord, and I thought he was really good because he really felt like his father and like Escape from New York. Like I got vibes from him. He's like a younger version of himself, but like he's a good actor. Like I'm just glad that finally he's getting some recognition. I'm very
resemblance
excited.
Is crazy scary because his mom is also Goldie Hawn, so it's like they birthed the perfect looking son of like they combine their DNAs together and just like it's both of them in one person.
And maybe Goldie Hawn's will
make a cameo.
That'd be cool because isn't that a dream? If you make it in Hollywood, you want your family to be in something with you, just so you can do something with them.
I think so. I think that's a good goal.
But then it could go for a worse because then Kate Hudson could join the mix, and I don't know how you feel about Kate Hudson.
I
hate to rain on that parade. As much as I enjoy the Wyatt Russell, Goldie Hawn, and Kurt Russell, I am on the fence about Kate Hudson.
Who?
No, Mac. Are you guys going to be watching this? I know, Mac, you will be. James, are you going to be watching it?
I will be watching it. Yeah, I think it's good to make this like into a series. I think the films haven't been all that great. I think it's like Godzilla versus Kong. I think left a lot on the table. I think there's some franchises that will do better, kind of with long-term storytelling. And I think this is definitely one of we could explore a lot more different stories. So if we do get like, well, I'm not sure the premise of the show is, but we'll probably get. I'll be more excited to see kind of more of the background state of the Titans and stuff. And then so when you have fewer battles, the battles will mean more. Instead of just when it's on a big screen, you gotta have a battle every 5-10 minutes, right? And there's really no sort of lead up. And I think we'll get a lot more. So actually care and be more invested in kind of the outcome. So I think this will be sort of good. We'll get a very good balance of story and basically very few action, hopefully, but really good, well done. So you're really like rooting for somebody, And I think hopefully the humans are better. I think the humans this is a good time for the humans to be better. Instead of just thrown there just because, So yes.
So will this series explore the Titan world that they teased in Godzilla vs Kong when they went like underneath the ground, or will it just be like a different series? I remember they said that that was going to be the premise, but I wasn't sure.
Yeah, I don't know. So this is actually, yeah. I'm sorry. Sorry. Go ahead, Kristen.
No, go ahead. I thought you were just asking about how the series is going to explore, because I think it says something here about it.
Because I don't know. I felt like that concept of like the Hollow Earth theory. I thought that was really cool. And James, since you're a Kong man, respect my brother. How would you rate the MonsterVerse movies from 2014's Godzilla to Godzilla versus Kong? Because I can tell you flat out, I think the Godzilla movies suck. Well, the first one was okay. King of the Monsters, I hate it. Although, my girl Mothra was in it, and I love it. And for some reason, I don't get the hate around Kong Skull Island. I love Kong Skull Island.
Yeah. I think the first one was what? Kong Skull Island was the first one, right?
Well, technically,
the first movie.
The first movie was Godzilla.
Okay, right. I mean, Kong only had Kong Skull Island, then Kong versus Kong, right? Those two Kong movies, right? Okay. I actually like the first Godzilla. I actually enjoyed the first Godzilla a lot, actually. So I'll probably say that's probably number one, and I did like as best. So best is the first Godzilla, and then I'll go Kong Skull Island. I guess I'll go Godzilla vs. Kong because I hated King of the Monsters with a passion, so it has to be last.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't understand the hate for versus Godzilla either. I think a lot of people didn't really watch kind of the old Godzilla, like because he was never really in it. He was hardly in it, but when he was in the first Godzilla, I thought it was more meaningful. Instead of King of the Monsters where his ass is getting beat. I'm like, dude, you're a fucking punk,
Yeah, you have to get your girlfriend to help you fight. What a
Yeah. So, like I said in my review for that, I was like, Godzilla has a great interior designer in King of the Monsters. That's the only big takeaway I got from it is his crib was fucking pimping. Other than that, I was like, this would make zero sense. Don't feel such a punk in this movie. But yeah, that's why I'll rank it. First Godzilla, Skull Island, and then Godzilla versus Kong, and then King of the Monsters.
Yes, I respect that. I got one more piece of news too. Then Kristen, you can do yours. So, guys, I guess the DCEU has kind of been coming back. I say, sorry, Kristen, the Marvel shows have not been good. But there is a rumor going around that apparently next week at Comic-Con. That
Comic-Con is this weekend.
Oh, this weekend.
This weekend, or one of the either next.
It's this week. Yeah, they're supposed to announce it this week, and I think I'm not sure what day Warner Brothers. Yeah, but it's supposed to be this week. But go ahead.
Oh yeah, but there's a report that they may bring Henry Cavill to say he's coming back as Superman. So if that's the case, because this comes after the fact that he wasn't fired, but he didn't come back. Then they were crossing around Michael B. Jordan as Superman. That scared the hell out of me. And now there's rumors that he's coming back. So, y'all, do you want Henry Cavill back as Superman? And what should they do now with the character? Since apparently with Zack Snyder, about 13% of the campaign for the Snyder Cut were bots.
Right.
Yep, that came to light. Let's see. I love Henry Cavill in anything. I'm just a little simp for Henry Cavill.
I wonder why.
He's a good looking man. I love him in that little superhero outfit. But I think I love him more in Mission Impossible.
That mustache
That mustache right there. Chef's kiss. But anyways, I would like to see Henry Cavill. I think the Superman movies are good? Not really, but do I enjoy?
Is one Superman movie?
Do I think enjoy them? Okay, but I don't know if we'll ever get a good Superman movie. But I would love to see him return as Superman. James?
Yes, I like Henry Cavill Superman. I originally didn't like Man of Steel, but it grew on me after watching it a couple more times. It did grow on me. In terms of what to do with it, I don't know, man. I don't know what I like DC. I've been rooting for them, but kind of don't like them right now. Kind of with the Flash situation, so I don't know what's going to happen with what direction I like to see them go with Superman. It's hard to do a Superman movie, because it's just so so powerful. It's just a little bit difficult, I think, to do it. I think kind of more of a supporting role would be good, but I mean, why announce it if he's gonna do kind of minor things, you know? So I don't know what direction to go with, because I never really liked Superman because I think he's just kind of too powerful, and I don't know, I just never really liked him. I like him in all the team ups though. Like I like him in, you know, I read comics, him in like Justice League. I like that. I just don't never really like solo Superman movies, but it can be done right. You just got to find the right story, definitely the right director, you know. But I think having Henry Cavill come back would definitely get a lot of people who probably were not interested to go see it, because he did play the character really well in, you know, Man of Steel and also in Justice League. So it'll be interesting to see what they do, but I just don't know what the right answer would be. You know, I think it all depends on kind of, you know, how Flash does, you know, how Black Adam does, if he can kind of keep up this momentum that DC has been on as of late, you know, with like the Batman and stuff like that. I'd love to maybe see them go that route. Like, don't make Superman connected to anything. Do sort of kind of how you do with the Batman. I think you have real good stories. It's not linked to anything. You're just sort of doing your own thing. You know, I think that'll probably be the best way to go for Superman.
I hate to say it, Mac. I know you're not crazy about the Marvel shows, but I think a good director to bring on, if they're going to do something at least new of the Superman, I think a director like Matt Shakeman, who worked on the WandaVision series.
No! Because he's already because they got him to do Daredevil, and I'm pissed. They should have got the showrunner from Netflix to do it. That's such bullshit.
Okay.
Sorry, that's
okay.
No, I'm
so
just sorry.
That was my 2 cents.
Well, like, no, because like, okay, here's the thing. I feel bad for DC because it's like the year they're starting to get their stuff together. Of course, they have all these production issues. You got Amber Heard, Ezra Miller. It's just like, will they ever get a break? Like, you got Marvel tripping over themselves now with quantity over quality, which I'll talk about that in our Thor discussion. But like, I don't know. Maybe this is the year people will start to look at DC because, you know, Peacemaker was a hit and Batman was amazing. So it's like, maybe I have faith in Black Adam's going to do well too.
So do I. Black Adam's, it's growing on me, and I seen the trailer so many times. Like, you know what? I get the tone of this, but yeah, we'll talk more about it in Thor, because part of my issue with it is kind of what you're saying, quantity over quality. I think is what they're doing.
But yeah. So sorry for getting angry. That was just like,
no, you have a right to get angry. We love our different opinions here. That's what makes our podcast go round.
Yeah, the only good Marvel anime show was What If.
Stop. See, there's where my argument comes in. All right. Speaking of going into the Disney Plus realm, did you guys watch Lightyear yet?
Fuck no, baby.
What?
Well, you might want to be ready to watch it again because it's heading to Disney Plus. It has reached a premiere date. So if you're like me and Mac and you missed Lightyear, it is now coming to Disney Plus on August 3rd, which starred, you know, Chris Evans as the iconic character as Buzz Lightyear, along with Keke Palmer, Taika Waititi. And right now, it is, I don't know where I was going with this sentence. Excuse me.
The release date is
August 3rd, like I said. But
you did say that. Okay.
Yeah, I did say that earlier. But the film, I don't know what the film is about. I just know it's an origin story.
Oh, I know what happens.
You know what happens. I just know about the whole controversy about, you know, that same-sex kiss, which was nothing.
Yeah, nothing. People want to, it's nothing.
Throw their arms up in the air when it was nothing.
That's how memorable this movie was. They had to make a problem and nothing.
Yeah, I remember even like seeing this stuff come out when it was like the hype of it all, when Pixar was like slating all their films for the next few years. And this was like back in like 2020 when they released the first image and everyone was like, oh my gosh. And then this is going to be so epic. And, you know, not knowing that Tim Allen wasn't back as Buzz Lightyear, like, what? And it's Chris Evans, you know, that's just that cash grab moment. You know, they want to get that, you know, Marvel vibe, you know, because he is, you know, Chris Evans was in that Marvel universe. So, James, give your quick thoughts on Lightyear. And is it worthy of your time to watch on Disney Plus?
It's not. Going into Toy Story, Buzz Lightyear has been my dude. This movie has made me Team Woody. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh
Is this another
Yeah.
G.I. Joe origin story where the main guy was an asshole the whole time?
No, it's just he wasn't believable as okay. The biggest thing with it is the story. Like kids are not gonna understand the concept in this movie. Like they start talking about intergalactic hyperspeed. A kid's not gonna fucking know what that is. They had to put a lovable cat in there to get kids' attention, you know? Because I'm like, this is way over kids' heads, and like they're saying, this is the movie that made Andy like Buzz Lightyear. Really, Andy? You got some problems because this made me dislike Buzz Lightyear and make me get a Woody, but I hope they don't make a Woody movie so we see how he got the stake in his boot or whatever. They shouldn't do that. But Lightyear is definitely not worth your time. I think it's I think I said in my review that it's a movie for parents if you want to get your freak on and shit. You put it on, it'll knock your kids out in about 10 minutes. So if you're a parent, absolutely. Because when I saw it, so for me, for animated movies, if I see kids in the theater falling asleep, there's no way how I can recommend it. A lot of kids were antsy, they're on their phones and stuff, and I got it because it was just it's not really a movie for kids. I think they had to put, like I said, that Socks character because that's what kids like, but other than that, the story was not engaging. Kids, they were antsy and on their phones. So I'm like, this is at home, man, parents, you put that on, man, you get your favorite, get your beers, whatever, you have a good time. Your kid will be knocked out. Children's NyQuil is what I put that movie in.
Children's NyQuil.
Yes. You know what's funny is that you mentioned don't make a Woody origin story. So you put it out in the universe. So watch, they're going to make a Woody's Roundup TV series on Disney Plus.
Oh, it's going to happen. It's
yeah.
You know them. As long as they make $1 over what they expected, we're getting something, man.
Well,
that's it.
It's sad because we're old enough to remember. Do you guys remember Buzz Lightyear Commander or Star Command? Lightyear Command?
Yeah.
This is basically everyone was like, so you're making a movie about that? Like, nope, no, we're not.
We're throwing all that out the window.
Yeah.
And
They don't
we're
even
just gonna do something else.
And that's weird because that show's very forgotten because Disney doesn't even have it on Disney Plus. It's like a show you have to hunt to watch because they don't.
They should put it on Disney Plus. I remember watching that on the Toon Disney.
Yeah, they can't because it's it's rights issues. Because I was watching a video and it's just that's why they haven't acknowledged that. But if you just want Lightyear, just watch that Lightyear Commander or Star Command.
Right.
It's on YouTube. I'm sure you can find it somewhere. Because I remember watching clips of it, when YouTube was just a thing, back in almost how many years? 2007 when YouTube was invented.
One episode is split into 4 parts. That's how I watched my anime back in the day.
Yep.
I gotta find out what happens to Dragon Ball Z. I gotta find part 2 in 180p. 144p.
Yeah, 144p.
Yeah. So that's the news. If you have any news to send us, you can send us at the MK Productions podcast or at our email, which is what, Kristen?
MK Productions podcast at gmail.com.
Yes, it is. So let us get into the long awaited topic, Thor.
Gods of the universe, I come here to raise an army. Today, we'll fight! I'm counting on that. How exciting! Feel the power of
Thor Love and Thunder, rated PG-13, this Friday.
All right, so the topic. We are talking about the latest MCU film, that clocks in the MCU at 1,000 hours. Good Christ Almighty! It's Thor: Love and Thunder. It is the 4th Thor movie and the 2nd one directed by Taika Waititi. And of course, the film follows Thor, attempts to find inner peace, but must return to action and recruit Valkyrie, Korg, and a returning Jane Foster, who is now the mighty Thor to stop Gore the God Butcher from eliminating all gods. So obviously, this film was quite anticipated because Thor Ragnarok was a pleasant surprise. Because let's face it, the Thor movies before Ragnarok sucked. First one was okay. Dark World is probably one of the worst MCU movies, but Love and Thunder, Ragnarok was hilarious. I love Taika Waititi. He really established himself as that director to have, and that got him to possibly do, a Star Wars movie and Akira, if that's still in the pipeline. So obviously the excitement levels were off track with this, and then they announced that Natalie Portman was coming back, and she was the female Thor, and let's just say it was very split decisions on that. I have my feelings on it, but I'll keep it brief. So then now after it's out and it's doing well at the box office, but critically and audiensely, it's very mixed. It's another divisive Marvel movie, unfortunately. So, James, I'll start off with you because you got the back on our video form. You have the background, like you're all saying right talking. So, I remember you said you were going into it for your girl Natalie Portman. So after watching Thor: Love and Thunder, what do you think about it? Like, what were you excited, and what were your expectations, and how did they play out?
Not really. I haven't really. I'm kind of really honestly over the MCU. I think they kind of put out way too much material, and so this movie, it's whatever. I thought Ragnarok was a nice change of pace, and maybe because I hated the Dark World so much, but in retrospect, I actually like the first Thor more now after seeing this. But going into it, I wasn't excited. I never really am about MCU movies. I'm like, it's got to be the same formula, like they always do. It's just the same formula over and over and over again. And so now I got kind of used to that. So I don't go in like, I just go in whatever now. I think that's the best way for me to kind of go in with MCU movies. It's just, it's going to be the same thing I've seen before in terms of tone and all that. That Thor was more of that, but it just had a few things. A lot of things I really didn't like about it. But kind of we'll get into that later. I want to just say my initial thoughts were winning for Natalie Portman. She did okay. I was like good to see Christian Bale because he's very particular on what roles he takes. So I was like, oh, this must be really good because Christian Bale's kind of picky at this point in his career what he does, Yeah. And but yeah, so it was pretty disappointing. It's the second year now that Marvel has ruined my birthday. First was Black Widow. Now this movie came out day for my birthday. So Marvel, we got to stop putting movies July 8th, 9th. We need to stop doing that.
Oh my goodness Christ, that sucks. Kristen,
I know.
Kristen, what about you? Did you have? I know you had your thoughts about Natalie Portman coming back after taking.
Yes.
She was on load management for the past 9 years. But did you enjoy Thor: Love and Thunder? Did you have any expectations, or you're just like, I'm so over
You can see me shake my head. I know this is just an audio form. You know me, guys. You know me. I wasn't excited about Thor: Love and Thunder. This was the least one I was excited about. So I went in, of course. This was actually one of the first times in a while where I didn't go like in on a Thursday, night of the show. For the first time in a while to go see a MCU film. I waited for a Sunday. That's how least excited I was. So I went in and of course I was let down. Taika Waititi, what had happened here? We had a major hiccup, and I know, we always fall off. Our favorite directors always fall off every once in a while, and Taika Waititi might have pulled some strings a little too high. I think he reached too far for the skies with this one.
You think he did a little too much? They gave him too much creative control?
Yeah.
A little bit, yes. And then I think there was so much he wanted to do, like in terms of its messaging, what he wanted to do with its stars, and what he wanted to bring to it. I think Thor Ragnarok is its own separate film of itself. I think he tried to bring that same energy and feel for it again, but it lost a lot of that magic. And I think what really could have benefited from this film is that they should have waited on bringing this idea of Jane Foster or Mighty Thor. I think what really would have really been interesting, but I know they can't do it because of the recent Guardians movie that's going to be released this time next year.
Yep.
It would have been great if it was a Thor and Guardians movie. I think that really could have excelled in tremendous ways because the first opening act of this film is very solid. It's got that same feel of what James Gunn brings to the MCU. It's got the Taika Waititi style. It's got this great energy, and there's a really great moment on the ship with Thor and the whole cast and crew just being goofy and silly, and they're all their natural characters, and you could see them blend perfectly. And then that's all gets, that comes out to be, and then we get these screaming goats, we get
I have
more
seen
Korg, we get
Yeah.
you'll see the screaming goats when they show up. You might
You'll
hate
hear
yourself, Mac. You might kill yourself after you see them.
Damn. Okay.
Because
Yeah.
they
No.
it's basically that Taylor Swift meme, where it goes, the I knew you were trouble. Yep.
That's perfect, dude. That's exactly how they sound.
It is that scream.
That's exactly how they sound.
It is that Zach scream.
Yeah.
So Taika Waititi is bringing this old meme to life.
He's bringing a 2014 meme into a 2022. What the? That's like
Yes,
adding.
and you're that's more than 6 years, 7 years late into the game. Taika, what are you doing here?
So I can't wait when I watch this movie. Like Thor just hits a sick dab, and I'm just like, yes, just the fattest dab.
Yeah, fat
like,
dab as he's pulling weights.
I've seen like a lot of people said this should have been like a Guardians of the Galaxy movie, especially like it was hinted at in the Endgame that he was going to go on adventures with them. So do you guys think that should have been the case for that?
That should have been the case. What about you, James?
Yeah, I think we were bamboozled in the trailer. I think the trailer shows the Guardians are most of the trailer, like most of it. So they give the impression that the movie is really going to be kind of like they're going to go help him fight the villains, right? That's kind of what the impression I got. And then, like Chris said, those actually were a good movie. The first, I don't know, when the Guardians are in it, it actually is a solid movie. And of course, something happens that makes it become a Thor movie. Like, okay, that's pretty cheesy. But yeah, I think we were all bamboozled. They made it feel like it was more Guardians than really what we got. It would have been better if it was sort of a team up, or at least make them more, in the movie. And so biggest problem with Thor. I mean, I was trying to figure out what was exactly wrong. I couldn't really pinpoint what the issue really was with Thor, but for me, one of the biggest issues is just the way Thor is himself. Like every 20 minutes is different. He's not consistent in the movie, so I don't know if beginning's different, middle, and the end. I just feel like there's really no arc for him in this, like there was, in Ragnarok. And I think Taika Waititi, I think this, just ran with it. And I'm like, you know what? I said this in my review. I said it got so goofy and silly. I was waiting for Korg to start singing some Power Line. That's how goofy and silly it got for me. The joking, I said, my biggest problem in MC movies, I don't find the humor funny at all, and they just kept going to the well with the same jokes. So, the goats, I get it first time, okay, that's cool, haha, but they kept going to it. And the same thing with obviously, Hammer and his new weapon, right? Stormbreaker, they kind of kept going with that, and like same jokes over and over, and it just didn't work. It's just those small things become annoyances. Especially when we got like the Batman like, man, that's a 10 times better movie, right? A superhero movie, and I was like, I don't know what they said. For me, it was really a lot of small things, and then none of the characters really had any sort of personality. They're all pretty much one tone, I think, except Thor, but he was the same character. He just changed character so much. But Valkyrie was a waste, I thought.
She did serve no purpose. She served no purpose in that. But continue.
Yeah, no purpose. And when she said like the last, I think Ed Ragnarok was this movie's gonna focus on her finding her king, right? I was like, oh cool, she's gonna kind of get maybe a nice introduce another female character for her, sort of have some love story. She didn't serve any purpose whatsoever. And
I love Tessa Thompson. That's sad.
Yeah, so do I. And the thing with Jane, I was like, I don't know. There's a lot of unnecessary things, but the biggest crime was Gore, man. Make him a god butcher, right? We needed to see some more god butchering. Just actually make his presence felt. There's one which then there's none other than that, and so you're just like, wait, you could have cut down on some of the humor. At least give us one or two. I don't think you need to make movies longer. I think you need to focus more on making him actually a presence. I care. You kept saying, "Oh, he's killing thousands of guys." Well, I haven't seen it, so why do I care?
Yeah, that's one of the other reasons why I didn't It was very underutilized. He was probably in maybe like 4 or 5 scenes tops.
Is he more monologue-y than he is action-y?
That's a good way to. It's a mix. maybe it's a little bit of a mix of both, but we need more.
Okay.
I feel like he was given somewhat of a material and this idea, like you can tell he like studied it, but there was not enough for us to see as an audience member to be like, now that's the villain. That's the Loki.
You can only get so much Christian Bale to shoot this. You take the days you get.
Yeah. Right. So I mean, like, I wanted more from him. I really did. He really was the best part. And everybody who I saw, you know, the group I was with that day, and I said, who was your favorite character? And everybody said Gore. And I completely agree. You know, everybody agreed also with the Guardians. Everybody pretty much went in with the same thoughts. And everybody was pretty disappointed. The group I was least with. And
so my question is, do they explain how Jane came back? Because, you know, obviously, if you know the MCU, you're like, where the hell have you been for, like, what was it, like, how many movies, like, in like the last 10 years, Natalie Portman? Like, where have you been? Why you just give me Thor? Why you get to be Thor now, huh?
They do explain it, but do I think she's worthy of it? Like we discussed in the past, absolutely not. She's not worthy of it.
Yeah, it was sort of lazy the way that, you know, she became Thor. You know, I said I read the comics much better than there. It was just very just like, really? That's the best we could do, you know, in this movie. And yeah,
I need to know how do they explain it. So, like, spoilers for Thor Love and Thunder. How do they explain she became Thor?
Well, you know, she's sick, right? And then, you know, she's at home and a book magically flips to Mjolnir, and she's like, oh, you know, so she travels to New Asgard. You know, his hammer's all in pieces, whatever. When she gets near it, it starts, you know, coming together, and boom, and then now she's Thor.
The hammer proved her to be worthy enough.
Worthy. Yeah. So now she's Thor. And
it's just like, really? You know, Mac, walk right out of the room. Yep. Same thing. I wanted to walk right out of my seat and say, yeah.
That shit is fucking trash, dog. Get the fuck off the airwaves.
Oh. I at least wanted to see more of a reason.
Yeah.
They didn't do that. They just said basically what they did at that Comic-Con years ago and said, oh yeah, here's Natalie Portman. She's going to be she's the new Thor. Just accept it, you know.
Wait, what? They're like, wait, what?
You know, like that's how I think they felt when they introduced us as this new Thor back at Comic-Con. Remember years ago when, you know, it was announced, you know, she was going to be the new Thor and she showed up on stage. Remember that?
They're like, what the hell? Like, where have you been?
Yeah, and this is the what the hell moment in the film because you just accepted that she is the new Thor. And
like I said, it would have made sense if she was in Ragnarok, but like the fact that like she skips a movie then comes back like that's I'm like, hey, that's like Gwyneth Paltrow. She became like Iron Woman in Endgame. Like, what? You were gone,
right?
You were gone like after Iron Man 3 and came back in Homecoming. Like, there's no way you could be. There's just I don't know. It's just very weird like that. But,
Natalie Portman saw those dollar signs, and I think that everybody's now joining this MCU.
They're coming back.
I think now is
coming back. Yeah.
Oh, so we
get that money.
Are we gonna get Terrence Howard back next time, baby?
Oh gosh.
I don't know if he can come back, but okay. So they also, I guess, another way to explain her being worthy is they go to random flashbacks all of a sudden, but her and Thor had this magical life that none of us knew about because of flashbacks. But anyways, he's like telling her, you know, I think she got to go get some food or something. I don't remember. He's like, oh, you know, always promise me you're going to protect her. And then, you know, it lights up blue. So I think at that point, you know, she became worthy. I think that's what they were getting at. Either way, that's so stupid that he just whispers to her, protect her. And once it glowed blue, I was like, okay, so now, you know, he's worthy because, you know, he said to always protect her, you know, and I thought that was a cop out. I thought that was lazy. Way to express it, you know, to make her become Thor, but whatever.
Man, remember that scene in Ultron when Thor told the hammer to protect Captain America, and that's how he picked up an Endgame? That's wild. I think that was a flashback in the Endgame director's
and it shows like how he, you know, Chris Evans and Captain America was able to prove that to him. It showed that great length.
Exactly.
Here it's just like, here you go, and it's like, what? You were gone for so long. Nobody is interested. Nobody cares about this character. She's not worthy of it. Why are we wasting our time with Mighty Thor? She should have been part of this deal, but no. Now she's like, all right, Let me get my Thor, please. Let me get my hammer, please.
You know what would have been the ultimate screw you? They got Kat Dennings to be the new Thor.
Oh God,
you know how many people would have
show up in this.
Oh, I was about to say, like, I have not seen like where is Kat Dennings at? Because I know, like, I kind of like their character in the first movie.
So she does show up, despite how annoying she can be for some audience members. But
you leave my manic pixie girl alone.
I will say this: there are 2 post-credit scenes.
Oh,
I really loved one of them, but I'm not going to spoil why.
So, okay. Let's talk about Taika Waititi, because obviously something went wrong here that people are not messing with this movie. And will you say I mentioned it earlier? Is it the fact that Kevin Feige, there's rumors of him being a little, too controlling with the movies? But was this an example of Kevin Feige saying, "Do whatever you want, just make sure it's in the MCU"? He's like, "Bet." And was this a more like LSD acid flavored Ragnarok, or was it just something else entirely
absolutely
different?
Not. Absolutely not. I think it's a mix of both.
Yeah,
and it just didn't work well.
I think since Dark World did so bad, and then Ragnarok did so good, like, oh, this is the formula. See, but the problem though is Ragnarok had kind of a balance. Thor went to a huge change, and I think we connected kind of with that. Here it's just the same comedic Thor like the entire movie, except when Gore, and all of a sudden he's serious now. But like 5 minutes ago, you were cracking a joke, but now all of a sudden you're serious. And that tone shift just didn't work for me. You know what I mean? You knew, since you thought about Gore, you should have been serious the entire time. I want to crack a joke. I mean, I'm a god. He can kill me. I'm not going to crack any jokes. I'm going to try to solve this, but he still was cracking jokes. Now it's hard to take that seriously. Like, man, you could die. This guy can butcher the world. He's done something to some people, and you want to still crack a joke. And I don't know what it is. It is sit right with me. And like I said, a lot of scenes I think could have been cut. The scene where Thor's like, naked, whatever. I think that went a little too long, especially because we could, like I said earlier, we could have got other scenes of gore. So like, why make that scene run so long and you give us such little gore?
Because it's naked Thor. Everyone wants to see that.
Yeah, everybody's gotta laugh at naked Thor because it's nudie. It's nudies.
Yeah, so I think it's just, that's your question. I think it's just since Ragnarok did so good, I think Taika Waititi is, I guess, the man right now. I think they just let him have probably more control over probably what they normally would, especially at this point where you're 20-some movies in, you're gonna make money. So I think at this point, do whatever you want. I don't think they're more like back in the Iron Man days, the first one, man, it was about about the story. It's about the story. You really connected to the character. This movie is just, oh yeah, let's just put Thor. Let's just make it. Because they did focus on the cinematography was a little off, like the coloring. It's just a lot of those small things about the movie.
There was a lot of minor things that were off with this film.
Just didn't work. I think it's just too much. I think they didn't go back to like one movie a year. Remember those days?
One or two movies a year,
and
then do like 1 or 2 TV shows a year, because going off what Mac is saying, I want to get your thoughts about the TV shows too, James, and what you think of them. But going back to YTT, I think they let him have too much fun when it came to the comedy, and then Kevin Feige was like, okay, just make sure you circle back to the important stuff. And Kevin Feige, I don't think, didn't care how we got there. He just wanted the laughs and just make sure everything looked cool. I feel like now he's like this big boy football player is like, okay, make me laugh, and I'm just like,
print me money, Taika. I don't care how you do it.
Yeah, but it's now I want to ask you guys, because now, Mag, you can get your 2 cents into this. I know we talked about this for Doctor Strange, but do you think now we are losing that steam of like what Marvel had? We're getting so much content, so it's substance over quality now, or quality over substance. So that becomes the question now. Do you think now Marvel should put a hold on some projects and just like, let's see how everything goes instead of expanding into this huge universe? Because we are getting a lot of heroes now, brand new heroes.
You can go first, James.
Okay, I'll go first. I was actually gonna kind of bring this up. I think the Phase 4 isn't doing as well as a whole as people would like. Like I love the Turtles, but back to the question. I think what's also going on here too is when DC movies first came out, they weren't well. Most people didn't like them, but I think since my opinion, since Shazam, I think we're getting better quality and more critically appraised DC movies. So people are seeing like, hey, everything don't have to be the same tone. You can make this tone movie, you can make this movie this tone, and I think it's just that we're getting other thing, and with the boys like TV show, so we're getting other superhero properties that are good, very good balance. Like this movie was really good. It didn't have to be so comedy, and it's a really good movie. Like Suicide Squad was a great movie. It had a nice balance, and so I think that's probably one of the factors too, is that we're just getting such good, more superhero quality movies that people are like, wait a minute, yeah. And now I think people are now starting to see the flaws, I guess, and it's just like now just saying super movie now. Now they are maybe expecting better movies, right? Better story, more later, the characters be more representative of their comic book counterparts. And I think Thor now is getting further and further away from kind of what he mostly has been, in the comic. Because being a comic person, I enjoy sort of like the reason why I like these characters in the beginning. So I think there's a lot of factors, but I think the quality of other super movies, I think that has to be a huge factor too, and maybe why it's losing steam a bit.
Yeah, I was gonna say that too, because like at a time Marvel did have the monopoly on the superhero projects and media and everything, but like you mentioned The Boys, which is phenomenal, and then
it's amazing.
DC is like starting to turn ahead, like with the Batman. Like this is probably the one year I say DC has a leg up on Marvel, and I never thought I would say that, like since like the days of the Dark Knight, but like it's happening, and it's like people are just seeing like they're really just the Marvel fatigue is setting in. You know what the scary part is? I feel like it's gonna get worse because look, you know what the next movie is right after this?
Wakanda, right?
Yep. I am terrified for that movie because that has been a production hell with the passing of Chadwick Boseman, Lita Wright getting injured. Yep, Lita Wright getting injured. Her comments that made people towards her. We don't know if there's going to be a Black Panther. There's petitions to
Danielle
recast.
Kaluuya is now not in the new Black Panther movie.
Apparently, Namor's in it, so we have no idea what this movie. And I feel like that it's not going to be good as the first one. I feel like that will be like, and that's gonna be I think it's gonna get worse because Wakanda Forever is gonna probably just kill everyone's Marvel's hopes for the rest of the year, because it's just like I feel like that we haven't had a good build up to it, because let's face it, the only Phase 4 film that anyone gave a shit about was No Way Home.
Yeah, and I think the next movie people are just gonna care about is Wakanda Forever, and then Guardians, and I think we might see a drop off of.
Well, they're doing all those TV shows too, and that's the crazy thing is too. Like Marvel TV shows, they actually used to like be good. Like I will say, the Netflix shows are much better than the Disney shows because they were allowed to do more. Because I feel like I'm scared, like the whole Disney Plus, Daredevil is coming back. I don't feel like it's gonna be like Netflix's Daredevil, because at least in Netflix they're allowed to get away with stuff. Of course, it's gonna be on Disney Plus. They're gonna be like, yeah, you gotta tighten up a little things. I'm like, I don't know about that, but like when they're on Netflix, I really felt like that the TV shows. The thing with the TV shows that they're doing and I don't like about is that they're trying to make it all connect to it, and it's like it's getting a little big.
That's the problem.
Yeah,
and to the movies itself. Too.
At least, but what I like about the Defender series, all those, is that they were still connected. They just put place in New York with their own separate stories. Luke Cage, he's in Harlem, but they mentioned the Avengers. Jessica Jones, New York too. Daredevil, Hell's Kitchen, Punisher, he's in New York also, and it's just like they're each in their own stories, but they come together because they're the New York team, and I like that. But like this now, it has to be like, oh, we got to go all over the world. We got to team up. Like in the Netflix series, they didn't give a shit on it. Then just like we're gonna get it done ourselves.
Right, and two, I think another thing too. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. You're saying you're saying something I had a train of thought. Oh yeah, being connected. So I think that's advantage. That's the thing that DC realized that like having the Batman be separate was a really good idea. I think Marvel should just don't make everything connected. Like TV shows don't got to connect, and we get it. we get you can make a separate world. I think people, took were hesitant about how Batman is going to work. Like, are people going to be confused that it's different Joker? Are they going to be confused? I'm like, no, people, you make a good movie. That's what people are going to care about, how good the movie is. Now people are like, oh, how the Joker its own separate thing. Batman, it works. It worked. And so I think Marvel, needs to do that too. But they are lucky that they are finally going to get, X-Men in there and like Fantastic Four. I think that's going to help kind of get some steam back whenever those kind of movies get announced. I think they might fast track it now, especially at Comic-Con. I think there'll be an announcement. I think they're going to have to fast track it now because of the steam that they're losing. But I think they're just trying. There's too many characters, and not every character needs a movie. Like, I don't think Doctor Strange should have a movie. I can't stand either one of those movies. I think he would be better just as a side character. Yeah, I don't think.
I love Doctor Strange.
I mean, I like the actor, obviously, but I just don't think his character. I don't think he needs to be in a solo film. I just don't think it works. I know you guys talked about Multiverse Master already, but he was the worst part of the movie for me. I didn't really care for Doctor Strange in this movie. But yeah, they got a lot of problems that like the MCU. Like they'll eventually be okay. I think they'll have to start making not better, but changing up their approach. I think that's going to be the best. And we'll see how Black Adam does. If Black Adam is another hit for DC, I think that's 3 in a row. I think that's crossed $1 billion. So now we're not the only game in town now with it now. And so then I think DC won't be afraid to put a release date right when a Marvel movie comes out, because or now they're afraid. But I think then they might say, I think we can put out our movie closer to it, right? We don't got to put it 2 or 3 months apart. I think now we're more confident, that people either have to go to both still, like not just I'm only going to the Marvel movie. I'm not going to watch a DC movie. So I think a lot of the pressure is going to kind of make some changes, but that's good for all us as fans, right? Because I would love to see some more rated R stuff. I would love to see it.
That's one thing people have been saying, like Marvel, you got to make a rated R movie because they you got to, and we don't know, Deadpool's rated R, but we don't know when Deadpool's going to come.
Right.
So. Speaking of mutants, I know we talked about this earlier.
But, Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel and Miss Marvel.
Miss Marvel.
Yeah, and who showed up in the Doctor Strange movie?
Professor X. Morbius at your service.
Yeah, Xavier.
So we are now getting that, X-Men stuff, and
I feel bad for the Inhumans.
I think that would be cool if that was its own thing, though.
I feel bad for the fans of the Inhumans, all 5 of them. They're getting shafted on by Kevin Feige. He's like, screw them Inhumans.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy now just thinking about it, like, because I am such a huge Marvel fan.
There was a time
I'm thinking maybe this prime time season of Marvel is officially over once, my beloved Guardians hits. I think it'll be over, and we're just gonna be left with this mixed bag of mishmash of like, I don't know what to do with this. Is it good? Is it bad? I don't know.
It's funny. Someone said watching any of the Marvel movies after Endgame is like doing the side quest after you finish the main story. And it's like, it's been a big problem since Endgame because like really like I think after Endgames they should have probably did like a whole year pause of the movies and stuff just to let everyone.
We had COVID, so they had that, but then they were still in production.
But Phase 4 has been very. I did see a list. They were asking people what were the worst what were Phase 4 movies rate from worst to best. Of course, number 1 was Spider-Man, but a lot of people said that Black Widow was the worst, and I disagree because I think Eternals was terrible.
Eternals was terrible.
Sorry, James. Eternals was so boring. It was absolutely. We got sex in the movie.
Sorry,
Let's
Chloe
go.
Zhao. We did not like it here. I think people do not give enough praise to Shang-Chi. I think Shang-Chi is also great.
Oh, yeah. That actually was good.
And then, No Way Home is a masterpiece of its own for a Spider-Man movie.
Correct.
And then, Doctor Strange was actually pretty surprising. We have some mixed thoughts about that, but we still enjoyed it. And then this one, I'm just like, yep, we're in the crap again. And I'm surprised to say that. And I'm sad I have to say it about a Thor movie,
Yeah, but Wakanda, I'm not excited about at all. I am partially excited for Ant-Man. I do like Ant-Man.
Yeah, Ant-Man.
Like Ant-Man's been one of my favorite characters in the comics, so I am excited, and I do like Paul Rudd. I'm excited to see Kang. I just hope after Gore though, I hope they don't, murder it. I hope they do some justice, but of course, different directors. So I think we'll get some justice. But I think Ant-Man's gonna probably surprise a lot of people because I've been writing with Jonathan Majors since The Last Man in San Francisco. I'm glad now that people know how talented he is. So I was always on the camp. That's why I tell people why I love indie films. All those great people come from those indie films, and I'm glad he got his big money now. Obviously, but I'm excited for Ant-Man. I think that one should be pretty good. At least on paper. Like I said, on paper, the idea of Ant-Man sounds good, but now I don't know. But I think I like 1 and 2. I know a lot of people like Ant-Man the second one.
I love 1 and 2.
So I'm excited for Ant-Man. Very underrated character, which is more focused, of course, on story. But I think it works. So Ant-Man is good. Wakanda, I don't know how I feel about.
I'm scared.
Wakanda forever. We'll see. I'm excited to see Ironheart. So I'm glad at least we'll get that characters. I just want to see how they're gonna introduce her, and of course you can get a Marvel show. So I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, Wakanda, a little bit of reservations. Hopefully, I think we're gonna get a trailer at Comic-Con, so we'll have to at least see the initial impression, kind of see the vibe of the trailer, see what we get.
I don't know if we'll get a trailer. I think we might just get some new photos.
But it's okay. Yeah,
I think if we'll get photos for that, but I think we probably we might, and then we probably get that. We'll get photos for that, and then we might get a photo or two of Guardians, and then we might get a photo of Ant-Man. I think they'll just release one photo of each upcoming film that'll be released next year, but I don't know about a trailer.
Or there's probably those 5-10 minute little video things, or just
10-second things, and then it goes Wakanda, and then it says the date.
Yeah, it might be that, just a little quick glimpse of a suit or something, or a little scene. That might be it, but definitely maybe not a trailer. That makes sense. So we'll see though.
The timeline where Sony has an anticipated Marvel-based movie and Into the Spider-Verse, well, MCU are struggling. What the hell kind of timeline are we in right now? It's Venom 3. So, but I think we should probably wrap it up soon. So I'll ask you guys these 2 questions. What is your rating for Thor Love and Thunder, and where do you rank it in the Thor series? And since Taika Waititi, this is his film, are you excited for his future projects? Because the big future project he has coming up is Star Wars, and we know how that, if this is any indication how that would be, are you excited for any of his future projects? Because it's Star Wars, and he's doing the live action Akira movie.
Okay, do you want to go first, James, or you want me to go first?
Yeah, you can go first.
Okay, I have to give Thor Love and Thunder a 5 out of 10.
Whoa.
Yeah, I was very disappointed. Very disappointed. Unfortunately, I rank it in the same rankings as the first 2 Thor movies. I mean, they're not perfect. They're not. And that's unfortunate because too many Chris's. Chris Hemsworth is great, but there's nothing that can also save the Thor movies, unfortunately. What was the other question you said?
Are you excited for Taika Waititi's future projects, like the live action Akira movie that's in development, and of course he's going to be helming a Star Wars project, which
I'm so sick of Star Wars stuff now. I think I could say that. Damn. Am I sick of his Star Wars stuff? Because I was very disappointed with what happened with Boba Fett. I didn't even watch Obi-Wan yet. That's how I was just so frustrated with Boba Fett.
Obi-Wan was a movie. Was a show.
Yeah, so I didn't even watch it yet because I'm just so over Star Wars and so disappointed of how Disney is now running things with it. I just haven't even watched it. So I don't even care what Taika Waititi does. I just want him to make a solid movie. I think he's also riding on the ropes of him as an actor because he was in Free Guy last year.
Our Flag
he was also death. In what?
Our Flag Means Death too. He's producing.
Yes, he was also in that. He was also in he was just in Lightyear, and I think he's on the ropes of working on himself as an actor too, more than a director. Mm-hmm. So, but James, go ahead.
I don't, as you guys know, I don't do ratings, but I'll probably say Thor. I'll go 3 out of 10. I did not like Thor Love and Thunder at all. In terms of ranking in Thor Dark World is a negative for me. So this is the 3rd best No. This is I guess the third best for me. I like Thor 1, Thor Ragnarok. I gotta put Love and Thunder, then Thor Dark World. I have to put behind it. I just I like this movie. I hated that movie more. In terms of Taika Waititi's projects, I would say the indie films I'll be more excited for. Like I love Jojo Rabbit, but Star Wars. I'm not a huge Star Wars fan. I only watched the first movies. I'm not a huge fan of Star Wars. I just never. I don't get one. I want to get anybody upset. I just don't get the obsession with Star Wars. So I just watch as they come. If they don't make another one, I'll be completely fine with that. So I'm not gonna. If I watch the movie, if it's a movie, I'll watch it. But I'm more excited for its indie movies. But not really nothing mainstream anymore. So I think it's where he shines. But he might not be doing that anymore. Now you got that Marvel money and that fame. I think he's going to shift away kind of from the indie movies now and try to do more bigger projects. But that's how it works. You got to get your paper. So I get it. So
he's got enough paper nowadays. I feel like what you said, he should focus on the indie stuff because
the
Hunt for Wilderness Peoples is pretty good, and Jojo Rabbit is also excellent.
Right. Yeah. So we'll see.
Well, that's Thor Love and Thunder. If you're looking for another Marvel movie for the summer, watch it. But honestly, just go see Nope. I think that's what everyone's waiting for anyway. But
we'll see.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna hear some more excitement in your voice. It's just Nope. Damn it. It's short. Okay. But if that's the case, let's talk about our favorite movies of the year and then wrap this episode up, shall we?
Yeah.
So, you hear anything about this movie?
It's about a farmer who discovers he's sitting on the world's largest deposit of nacho cheese. Best condiment ever.
Jalapeno. Wow, that's a hot dog.
Make that 2 hot dogs. Anyway, sci-fi movies, they never win any awards.
This one will. I heard the aliens look exactly like
pepperoni pizza? Yeah, grab me one. I'm gonna grab seats. I heard they're super comfy ones. It's like sitting on
popcorn.
Would you like butter? You read my mind. I'll take that with a Coke.
Coke, 0 sugar.
A Coke. Coke, please.
All right, so to wrap up today's episode, we're each going to go through, and it's July of this year. We're just going to go through and probably just say what our favorite movie or movies have been this year. So we're going to start off with James. James, what movies have caught your eye in this almost pretty much halfway point of this year?
A movie that caught my eye, I got to start with Top Gun Maverick. I actually wrote this movie out. I didn't even see it until Sunday. Usually I go Thursday. Only reason why I saw it, my friend told me that the movie is so great. He said, I'm going to think it's greater than Kristen Stewart. Obviously, I knew that was a lie because those of you guys don't know, Kristen Stewart is my Messiah. But I said, let me go watch it. And I was like, man, this movie is really good. So I'm glad I saw it. And but another movie I really enjoyed is Marcel, the Shell with Shoes On. I mean, that movie will warm even the coldest of hearts. Okay, it will warm my heart. And it takes a lot to do that. But those would probably be 2 completely different movies, but definitely real great, solid movies, especially Marcel. I mean, I think it's wider release this weekend. Definitely check the movie out. It is a remarkable story and just a good movie right now. There's a lot of negative stuff in the world. I think we just need a good movie to make us feel good, and that's definitely a good one. So those are kind of my 2 that are really good and that surprised me at the same time. So.
Okay, nice. I still haven't seen Top Gun Maverick, but I blame my dad because he does not like Tom Cruise. And I asked him, is it the Scientology or is it the acting? He said both. I was like, oh damn.
Oh, yeah, makes sense.
I said, damn. Okay.
Wow.
Mac, do you want to say yours?
Oh, you go ahead, Kristen.
Okay. I'll just go with my top 5. Some honorable mentions. I want to say shout out to X, which is Ty West's film. Great horror film released earlier this year. The Fallout, the Jenna Ortega movie, and then also another good horror film called A Wounded Fawn, which I saw at Tribeca. It is excellent. It's one of the best horror movies I've seen so far this year. Horror has been an excellent year for 2022, and I love every single thing that's horror related I've seen this year, except for maybe a couple of minor things. But some good horror movies have been released this year. So far, my favorites include The Batman, The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, which is a favorite here on the show. Scream, the new Scream, which is what I loved a lot since I am a
Really?
Scream
Yeah,
fan.
we love.
I love the new Scream.
Blew my expectations out the water.
And Fresh is another outstanding film with Sebastian Stan and Daisy Edgar Jones. So good. So good. James, have you seen Fresh yet? It's on Hulu.
I have that. I will. I'll put that on because Hulu I know makes good movies. Netflix, I rarely watch Netflix movies.
Hulu's got that
Hulu's
20th
good,
century thing since it's got that Disney connection.
Yeah.
So
I'll check out Hulu.
You gotta
I'll
watch
check it out.
Fresh.
Okay,
It's
Fresh.
so good.
Good.
The
Okay,
script,
Fresh.
man, is so good for this film.
Okay.
And then also, I gotta say, my number one is also Top Gun Maverick. It's outstanding cinematography. Everything that I love going to the movies for is seen in Top Gun Maverick. So, Top Gun Maverick is my favorite film of the year so far, followed by Fresh, Scream, and then Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, then The Batman. What is yours, Mac?
Yeah, 2. Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent and The Batman.
Yeah.
I will say, now I'll give you guys a flip before we end it. What's been the worst movie you've seen this year? Because I can say it. It's a tie between Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2022 and Uncharted. Those both suck.
Okay.
James, what has been your worst?
Oh man, I would say the movie I just seen. It Comes at Night, or I don't know what the hell it's called. The movie I just seen with.
Winona Ryder. I saw your review.
All Comes at Night. I don't know what the hell it's called. That was real. That was a waste. No waste of complete time. Okay, I usually don't say that. That it was a waste. Everything was bad. It's a waste of money to make it. The electricity, the power in the theater, the popcorn, everything involved with the viewing experience of that movie was awful. I saw it because I was like, it's a new movie. What the hell? And it was pretty bad. It's one of those movies where they probably had 10 minutes of a script and they make other crap just to fill the time. That's I really make a 10-minute movie then. Don't put this extra fluff just for no reason that makes zero complete sense. And so it's probably the worst movie. I got to go back and see, but that's the one top of my head. The one I just seen was my worst one. So what about you guys? What you guys got?
All right, you said yours, Mac, which was Uncharted and
that's right.
Chainsaw.
Yep.
Mine, I have a couple. Okay, so I have the 355.
Wow, I forgot about that. Yeah.
I did too.
Yeah, everybody forgot about that one, and that's a good thing. There was a reason why everybody forgot about that movie.
Wait, hold up. You know what's sad about that movie? I realized
what is really sad
that Fang Bingbing is in it, and I realized that she's in it because she's got to pay off that massive taxes. And
she's in that massive tax bit.
So it's like she's been in a lot of movies. I'm like, what the hell are you doing? I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot.
She's taking anything for a paycheck. She's taking anything. You gotta do what you gotta do, girl.
Damn.
Then Deep Water. That's the only Hulu film that's really, really bad, James. So stay away from that movie. That's Ben Affleck and Dana Armas movie.
Okay.
That
I'll
movie, let me tell you, if you want to see some lifetime achievement,
stop it.
Go to Honor Dana Armas, then you might want to watch that. Then I gotta give it out to my man Jared Leto for Morbius.
I forgot about Morbius.
We all did, man. It's Morbin time. Yeah, it's like
Morbin time.
Who are
I forgot about that movie.
And then we got Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and then another indie film that nobody should see called Stoker Hills, a slightly found footage film with one of the worst twists I've ever seen.
Okay, I never heard of that.
The star of Candyman in it appears.
Tony Todd?
Tony Todd appears in this movie for
Damn!
And I was very, very disappointed. He is severely he's not used. He's just only in it for 2 or 3 scenes as a teacher, a film teacher, to give out an assignment, and it's so bad. It's so bad.
Wait, okay. So James, I'm assuming you did watch Morbius, right?
I did. I totally forgot that. Yes, I did see Morbius, unfortunately.
What did you think of the resurgence of the memes and the fact that it hit number 1 on 4 different streaming platforms?
Oh, it hit number 1 on I didn't know it hit number 1 on the platforms. Wow.
Number 1 on Apple, Fandango, Vudu, and I think Google Play probably. That probably.
Wow. So I know it got re-released in theaters because of that, and it still bombed again. So I guess the theaters didn't work, but that's cool. I mean, it's something. I think it definitely would be at home. If you're just like, if you really feel bad about your life, you put Morbius on, it's gonna make you feel a little better. So I think Morbius is a good therapeutic movie. Like if you're contemplating, if you're going through a hard time and just like, you know what, I don't want to be here anymore. You watch Morbius, you'll realize there's something else out there that's far worse than what you're experiencing, and it's gonna be a cathartic experience for you. So I think Morbius, in that case, watch Morbius. If you're feeling down and don't know, you feel lost in life, watch Morbius, and you'll feel 10 times better. That's my thought.
Hey, I thought you were saying that about Marcelia. I gotta see my man Marcel the Shell. It's not playing near me yet. I want to see Marcel.
Yeah. Well, Marcel's just a good experience. It's just because the world's negative, but if you yourself are feeling just awful about yourself, I'm talking down the dumps, you can't get out. Morbius will pull you out because you realize there's something else out there that movie is far worse than probably anything you're going through. So you're just gonna feel good. You're like, you know what? I am feeling good. So that's the difference. Marcel's just gonna make anybody. There's people that are cold-blooded by nature, like me. I'm very negative about movies sometimes, but Marcel, there's not nothing. There might be something negative in it. I don't even care, okay? Because it's so great. I didn't mention the negative. That's how good Marcel is. Yeah.
Alrighties.
Okay, so we've been Dr. Michael Morbius at your service. We want to thank James for coming on. It was absolutely a blast, man. James, where can the good people find you at?
Find me. I post all my reviews primarily on Instagram. I keep it simple. It's just James Shaw, my name. Keep it simple. I have reviews up of Nope this tomorrow. So yeah, I look forward to it. Thanks guys for having me. It's been fun. Definitely can't wait to do it again.
Yes, we can't wait to have you back.
Yes.
So guys, we should give a quick update about the MK Upfront really quick. So next episode we are talking Monstrous with starring Christina Ricci. We got some screeners from Screen Media Films, and then we are having a huge panel for the new movie No by Jordan Peele retrospective. So please tune into that. Then we're gonna take a little break. And then we're coming back in August, around the middle of August, to discuss Orphan, because Orphan 2 is coming out.
After 12 years.
12 years in hiding in a little orphanage. It's coming out.
Oh, gosh.
Yep. Starring the one and only Julia Stiles.
Really?
Yep. Yeah, she's in it.
Oh, I know that. Oh.
I think it's Julia Stiles. Is it? Mac, do you remember?
You're asking the wrong person. It's been 10 years. I was 10 when the first one came out.
The new one. The new one. Yeah, the new one stars Julia Stiles. Okay, great. I was on the right path then.
Okay.
All righties, guys.
But
Mac, you want to hit us up and say goodbye?
Yeah. So you guys can find us, on Instagram at MK Productions Podcast. Follow our personal pages, at Mac Movie Reviews and Kristen at Miss Flamingo. You can just donate to our Patreon. It's $1 a month. You get exclusive perks. We are updating it constantly. Well, I'm updating it constantly. We have a TikTok now. We got an email. All of that will be in the link in the description now. So until next time, this has been Mac, Kristen, and James. And we'll see you all in the next episode. Bye.
Bye.
Same shit, you ain't in my lane, bitch. Nah, all that shit and fit, rollie on my wrist. Ay, baby, you a star, I'm my only wish. I'm counting blue hundreds, I'm too money. Ay, and my little bitch, she too lovely. Yeah, hanging up and calling me right back. Ay, baby, why you calling me like that? Yeah, getting high with the seat, lay back. Baby, gon' relax, yeah. Hey, they don't know the half, yeah. No matter what happened, I got your back. Baby, that's the facts, yeah. That's the facts, yeah.